On a warm afternoon, a mighty lion rested beneath a shady tree. The peaceful forest was quiet around him. Not far away, a tiny mouse wandered through the forest. He explored every little corner with curious eyes. The little mouse continued deeper into the woods. Everything around him seemed bright, peaceful, and full of wonder. Soon, the mouse noticed something enormous beneath the trees. It was the great lion, resting peacefully in the shade. The lion slowly opened his eyes and lifted his head. The quiet forest suddenly felt a little less sleepy. The lion began walking through the woodland with slow, powerful steps. He seemed calm and completely at home in the forest.
Pardon me, Majesty? Your Majesty, I couldn't help but notice you sitting here. And I just wanted to say what an honor it is to meet someone so magnificent.
From nearby, the little mouse watched the giant creature carefully. He was tiny, but his curiosity was much bigger than his fear. The mouse slowly moved closer to the lion. He had never seen such a magnificent animal before. Then the lion stopped and noticed the tiny visitor. For a moment, the two creatures simply looked at one another. One was enormous, and the other was incredibly small. Yet sometimes, the most unexpected friendships
Fry Chumiers, our morning poser, its grace. Marcherve horust. Amisili Franis, I chopis anet dolor kunz. Frus in Clayunto.
begin with a simple meeting. The little mouse spoke bravely to the mighty lion. He promised that kindness would never be forgotten. The lion listened quietly to the tiny creature. Something about the mouse's courage made him pause. The lion was amused by such a tiny promise. Still, there was something sincere in the little mouse's words. Instead of being angry, the lion chose kindness. He let the little mouse return safely to the forest. The mouse hurried back along the woodland path. He carried the lion's kindness with him in his heart. The lion watched as the tiny mouse disappeared among the trees. Neither of them knew how important their meeting would become. Time passed, and the mouse continued his peaceful life in the forest. He never forgot the kindness of the great lion. One day, the quiet forest felt strangely different. A distant sound carried through the trees. The mouse stopped and listened carefully. Somewhere nearby, someone needed help. Then the mouse recognized the familiar voice. It was the lion, and this time, the little mouse knew he had to help. The mouse knew that voice right away. Without hesitation, he turned toward the sound and hurried through the forest. He raced along the familiar woodland path. His tiny legs moved as quickly as they could. The mouse followed the distant sound deeper into the woods. He was small, but his determination was strong. At last the mouse found the lion caught in a strong rope net. The mighty lion could not free himself. The lion was relieved to see his tiny friend. The mouse immediately began thinking of a way to help. The mouse carefully examined the ropes around the lion. Then he realized that his small size could be an advantage. He began working carefully on the thick ropes. Little by little, his tiny efforts started to make a difference. The work was not easy, but the mouse refused to stop. He kept going with patience and determination. Suddenly, one of the ropes came loose. The lion saw the opening and knew that freedom was getting closer. The mouse continued working with a renewed confidence. Soon, the great lion would be free. Another section of the rope finally loosened. The lion could see that his freedom was getting closer. The opening grew wider, and the lion carefully moved toward it. The little mouse kept working without giving up. Slowly, the lion began to move beyond the tangled ropes. The mouse stayed close, determined to finish what he had started.
Thank you.
Only one section remained. With one last effort, the little mouse continued working on the stubborn rope. At last, the final rope came loose and the lion stepped free. The mighty lion was safe once again. The lion looked down at the tiny mouse with gratitude. The little creature had kept his promise in the most wonderful way. From that moment, the lion and mouse were no longer strangers. They had discovered that kindness can create the strongest friendships. The two friends walked together through the peaceful forest. Their sizes were different, but their hearts were just as close. The lion had once thought the little mouse could never help him. Now he understood that even the smallest friend can make a great difference. Together, they continued through the woodland with happy hearts. The forest had taught them that every creature has something valuable to give. The lion and the mouse continued their journey together. The forest seemed brighter with such an unlikely friendship. The little mouse looked up at his enormous friend with admiration. The lion looked back with a gentle smile. Soon, they reached a sunny clearing filled with woodland friends. Everyone seemed happy to see the two companions together. The animals gathered peacefully around them. It was a beautiful moment of friendship and togetherness. The little mouse may have been the smallest creature there, but his brave heart had made a very big difference. The lion and mouse shared a quiet moment beneath the trees. Neither would ever forget how kindness had brought them together. As the sun began to set, the two friends walked along the forest path. Their adventure had brought them closer than ever. Soon, they rested beneath an old tree as evening settled over the woodland. Tiny fireflies began to glow around them. Together, they watched the peaceful forest beneath the evening sky. The lion had learned that friendship can come from the most unexpected places. And so, the lion and the mouse remained friends, forever changed by one simple act of kindness, because no one is too small to make a difference.